So I had a very interesting experience yesterday that I want to share with you, so we can all grow in the Lord as we're supposed to. So I went to a church, a Presbyterian church, and it was a liturgical church. If you don't know what liturgy is basically where the pastor leads the people in preset prayers and recitations of or confessions of faith, and other things like that. So there's a pamphlet that has it all printed, what he says and then what they say in response, and it's interspersed throughout the service. There's some at the beginning, right? There's some in the middle, there's some at the end. And I was thinking about it, and I was just listening to the Lord as I was sitting there. And I'm like, what is the deal with this? Is this legit? Is there value in this? And probably about 2/3 of the way through the service, the Lord showed me what was going on. And it's basically like, it's just empty. It's like, it's canned. It's just canned prayers. It's canned recitations of faith. It's very shallow, surface level stuff. And that's not what our God is after. That's not what he likes. He doesn't like canned things. He doesn't like facades. He doesn't like shallow things. He doesn't like superficial things, right? It's like the verse in Isaiah, these people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Right? That one gets quoted later in the New Testament even because it's important, right? Why? Because God wants us to relate to him from our hearts. He wants us to be real and honest, right? You desire truth in the innermost being, David said in the Psalms, Psalm 50, 51 maybe. So I just had to stop. I don't remember if I was doing it or not, but I just couldn't do it. I'm like, I just couldn't do it in a good conscience, right? It's like, I'm praying all these, I'm not even praying, I'm just saying all these canned prayers and making all these canned professions of faith, right? Things I've done 100 zillion times before and on my own. It's like, why are we doing this again? Why are we doing it all together in unison? And why are we like, it's not from the heart. There is no value in that. Sorry. There's just not. And it's like, I talked to the pastor afterwards and I told him that, right? I was very respectful, and then he brought up the fact that in the Old Testament, they did that stuff as prescribed by the Lord through Moses, right? But it's like, if you study the New Testament enough, you find that, like it says in Hebrews, the law has only a shadow of the good things to come, right? The book of Hebrews is explicit on this, right? For, what does it say? For if there had been no need for a second covenant, then they never would have instituted a second covenant, right? If that first had been faultless, there would have been no need for a second, Hebrews says, right? Why? Because it's only a shadow. Those things are a shadow, right? And then Hebrews goes on to tell us that through this covenant, the one we have in Yeshua, we draw near to God. Hebrews even says that he brings us to God. Yeshua brings us to God, right? We have confidence to enter God's holy place. Where is that? It's a spiritual place. It's not a physical place. It's a spiritual place where we live with him personally. And we're real with him and we're honest with him. And we relate to him heart to heart. Like if you had a wife or a friend or any sort of decent relationship, your child or your parent, and whenever you related to him or her, you just read from a script, preset things that you were going to say and do. What kind of relationship would that be? It would be a lousy one. Thanks, and have a fabulous day.